The Discovery of America, the Mystery of Power and the Unknown. 1. The Birth of Discovery. The history of our civilization is a never-ending tale of wars, plagues, and an unquenchable quest for meaning. Seas, skies, and mountains. Our ancestors found a story, a spirit in every horizon. A silent message whispering, "You have not seen everything yet." Discovery at its core is the outward reflection of humanity's inner curiosity. Yet every discovery also comes with loss. For with every new world found, something is forgotten. A friend, a land, a family. The discovery of the Americas was not merely the finding of new soil. It was the dawn of one of humanity's greatest economic, political, and cultural transformations. We are told this story revolves around a single man, Christopher Columbus, but in truth he was merely a footnote in the final pages of a much longer voyage. To understand the full picture, we must look beyond what history books have chosen to highlight, and rediscover the forgotten names that came before: the Chinese, the Vikings, and the Muslim navigators. Each touched the New World in their own way, leaving behind traces that time tried to erase. 2. China's Lost Fleet, the Winds of the Dragon. Rarely mentioned in textbooks, yet decades before Columbus ever set sail, the Ming Dynasty of China had its own admiral, Zheng He. He commanded 7 grand expeditions, and his ships were so colossal that Columbus's Santa Maria would have looked like a small fishing boat beside them. Zheng He's fleet reached as far as India and the eastern coasts of Africa. Some historians even suggest his voyages may have stretched across the Atlantic itself. Ancient Chinese maps hint at this, describing lands beyond the ocean where the sun sets. Some European explorers may have even used these maps as their hidden guide. But suddenly, for reasons lost to history, the Chinese emperor ordered all voyages to cease. The magnificent fleet was burned and maritime exploration was banned. With that decision, knowledge and power alike turned to ash. Perhaps China could have discovered its own America. But the door to that destiny was closed, and with it a new path for humanity was lost forever. 3. Muslim navigators, companions of wind and map. To write the story of oceanic discovery without the Muslim navigators would be to erase truth itself. From the Mediterranean to the Atlantic, Muslim seafarers charted routes not only for trade and protection, but for exploration itself, connecting Andalusia, modern southern Spain, with the Canary Islands and North Africa. In the 12th century, the geographer Al-Idrisi, working under King Roger II of Sicily, created the most advanced world map of his era. On its western edge lay a mysterious landmass, one that many historians now believe could represent the Americas. It is said that Columbus himself studied such maps, gaining inspiration from their mysteries. Centuries later, Piri Reis of the Ottoman Empire drew a map showing South America's coastlines with uncanny accuracy, long before Europe even knew they existed. He credited the notes of earlier navigators as his source. But who were these seafarers? Were they secret Muslim voyagers who crossed the Atlantic? Escaped Chinese sailors from Zheng He's lost fleet? Or even pirates turned explorers? We may never know, for history, as always, is written by the victors. And in that era, a victory belonged to Europe. 4. The Vikings, the fierce warriors of the North. Nearly 5 centuries before Columbus, a Viking named Leif Erikson sailed westward from Greenland and reached a place he called Vinland, the land of vines. Archaeologists have since uncovered evidence of Viking settlements at L'Anse aux Meadows in Canada, remnants of homes, workshops, and even a forge for ship repairs. These findings align with the Vinland sagas written in the 13th century. Stories of Norse explorers crossing the Atlantic in search of new lands. The Vikings weren't seeking conquest or gold. They sought life, fertile soil, and survival. They left traces of their existence, but no empire to speak for them. They were true explorers, guided by courage, not crowns, by the wind, not wealth. Their gods demanded no gold, only honor. And so when the winds changed, they vanished, leaving behind legends carried by the northern breeze. 5. Columbus. More than a discovery, a business venture. The world map was half empty, but faith was full. Columbus believed that by sailing west he could reach the east, a shortcut to the riches of Asia. But make no mistake, this was no spiritual voyage. It was a business plan, a trade mission to control spice routes, claim land, and capture slaves. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain saw potential profit and invested. Thus, Columbus's expedition became the first sponsored exploration in history, a venture of faith, risk, and return. When he returned, he brought not gods, but gold dust. Europe would never be the same again. The discovery of the New World marked not just a triumph of curiosity, but the dawn of an age of colonial exploitation, the burning of villages, the theft of gold, and the erasure of entire civilizations. 6. The true reasons behind exploration. Exploration is rarely driven by pure curiosity. More often it's born of hunger for land, gold, power, and survival. Every era has its own new world, some found on land, others across oceans, and now beyond the stars. But the ultimate purpose remains the same: dominion. The Vikings embodied courage, the Chinese knowledge, the Muslims navigation. Columbus unified them under a single modern creed: the system. And that system was built upon belief, expanded through economy, and crowned by power. Where gods once inspired journeys, markets now dictate them. The sacrifices have changed. No longer bulls or lambs, but time, data, and attention. The discovery of America was not just the birth of a continent, it was the birth of a new order. 7. Every age has its own America. Perhaps humanity never truly set sail to discover, but to possess. From Columbus's oceans to Viking storms, from the silent fleets of China to the maps of the Muslim world, the same question echoed through every age: who will control more? That question still shapes our world today. The maps have gone digital, the frontiers have shifted, yet the hunger remains. Modern powers, the US, China, Russia, India, Japan, Germany, the UK, South Korea, are still chasing their new worlds through space programs, nuclear research, and technology. Today, our ships sail through data cables. Our telescopes, James Webb, Hubble, explore the cosmic seas. History once again repeats itself. Each era has its own dominion, its own gods. And in ours, knowledge is the ultimate power. Some worship gold, others data. But all whisper the same ancient prayer: grant me power. And perhaps in the end, the greatest discovery will be not of new worlds, but of the hidden map within ourselves. Result: the discovery of America was never just about finding a continent. It was humanity's journey toward becoming its own God. The story has not ended, only its stage has changed. For every age's discovery, was merely another quest for control.